As you know, Trump implicitly threatened Liz Cheney. He implicitly threatened Liz Cheney at an interview with the one and only misogynist Tucker Carlson. I want you to listen to this, and then we will take it on the other side.
And he promised to do it in 2016. He did it. He took away the right for doctors to save women's lives. Make no mistake, in states like Florida, in states like Georgia, in other states across America, Donald Trump took away a doctor's right to save women's lives when they are in distress. It is barbaric. Yeah. And it is the antithesis of a party that respects and values life. That is what he has promised. And this morning, he is promising more fascist, more fascist activity. We've shown it throughout the morning. Let's put the Drudge Report up. Obviously, a conservative website that talks about Donald Trump calling for Cheney's execution, talking about 9 rifles aimed at her face and shooting at her face. Let's listen to Donald Trump's own words.
She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face. You know, they're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy. But she's a stupid person.
So let's put 9 barrels of guns shooting at Liz Cheney's face. Stephanie Rule, this is Donald Trump, the closing weekend of the 2024 campaign that a lot of people that you know and I know are saying, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Donald Trump, he won't do what he says he will do. When in fact, that's exactly what Donald Trump does. He tried to arrest Hillary Clinton twice, once in 2017 when his Attorney General Jeff Sessions said, no, there's nothing there. And again in 2018 when Attorney General Barr said, no, there's nothing there. In 2020, 2 weeks before the election, he tried to arrest Joe Biden and Joe Biden's family. And Barr, once again, said, no, those barriers are gone if Donald Trump is elected again. And here we see, just weeks after him talking about putting the military and the National Guard after Democrats, now he's talking about a firing squad for a Republican who is long ranked as one of the most conservative Republicans in Washington, D.C. Where are we on the final weekend before this historic election?
Where are we, Joe? Well, potentially classic Republicans are banding together saying we have to be done with him for good.
We have to be done with him for good. But guess what, folks? Guess what? After listening to that, the Arizona AG said, let's investigate. This may be a threat. And here we go. They are investigating this as a threat on Liz Cheney's life.
We have some breaking news, and Bram Resnick, the political anchor and reporter from our NBC affiliate in Phoenix, KPNX, joins us. Talk about this breaking news regarding Donald Trump's comments that he made about Liz Cheney in Arizona last night. The Attorney General is responding?
That's right. I just spoke to Attorney General Chris Mays about 2 hours ago for the taping of my Sunday show. She told me she just gotten off the phone with her criminal division chief, and she was investigating whether what Donald Trump said about Liz Cheney constituted a death threat under Arizona law. I'll tell you, under Arizona law, it is illegal to make threats or intimidate someone. Can be charged as a class 1 misdemeanor, class 6 felony. Chris Mays told me they're looking into it. I asked her whether this was just political speech, free speech. She said, we're checking to see if it crossed that line. But she also put it in the larger perspective. If you're here right now, you begin to understand how this place is ready for a high security event on Tuesday, an election. Our sheriff's office is talking about a no tolerance policy for protests. Chris Mays is activating all her agents. Every law enforcement agency in the state is involved with protecting the vote, protecting voters. So Chris Mays brought that into the conversation, that for Donald Trump to make these kinds of remarks at this time, such a really fraught and tense moment here in Maricopa County, is just bad.
You know, and Bram and I were talking, ladies, about the threat environment in Arizona. Bram, you remember this just the other day about, what we mentioned earlier with the Wall Street Journal saying that election workers are learning war zone medicine, learning how to apply a tourniquet. They've had issues in Arizona. They had issues in 2020 regarding the vote. They had just the man the other day who was booby trapping political signs, who police arrested, found a cache of weapons in his garage, more than 100 guns in his garage, I believe, including maybe it was a grenade launcher. So there are certainly some heightened concerns in the state of Arizona, and these comments wouldn't help. Simone, I want to ask you though, would the Democratic Party worry that it's getting into a partisan thing if the Democratic AG of Arizona is now talking about investigating Donald Trump for this? Do they worry it feeds into Donald Trump's own narrative, rightly or wrongly, that he's being persecuted and Democratic authorities are desperate to find anything to investigate him for?
I think the concern that you just highlight is one that has befallen many of the entities, particularly in our legal system, and the calculation thus far has been not to play into it. And that has left us with Donald Trump rarely being held accountable for the actions that he has taken. So I used to be a Democratic strategist. And if I was advising Democrats right now, I would tell them, do not allow Donald Trump's scare tactics to prevail. Because that is what he wants. He wants the environment out here to be such that you can't do anything to attempt to hold me accountable because people are going to believe that you're doing it just because you're a Democrat. When the reality is that just like, people are always talk about, no one is above the law. Our justice system is equal under the eyes of the law, regardless of who you are. Well, if that is in fact the case, please hold former President Trump accountable in the way in which that you would hold, a Don J. Trump walking down the street for anything that he would say.
Yeah, and Donald Trump will continue to say it regardless of whether it's true, because the victimization narrative works for him, and it tells people what to think whenever these investigations come up. It inoculates him. He believes.
Absolutely so. So as it turns out, I think this is the way we should be handling. This is exactly how we should be handling Donald Trump. As soon as he says something outrageous because he thinks he's above the law, if it breaks the law of that state, hit him where it hurts the most. Because, folks, this is an evil person. And I think it's an evil that needs to be extricated, of course, the right way once and for all.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.